It's time for Dents and Dreams, a painless dent repair podcast focusing on how you can use the fruits of this wonderful trade we call PDR to achieve your wildest dreams. I'm John Vidine, your friendly neighborhood dent reaper and host of Dents and Dreams. Now, let's get started.
That was fantastic.
Indeed. Oh, man, what an episode here tonight. Very excited about this one with none other than Mr. Tim Haight. Did I pronounce that right? I don't even ask you if I was pronouncing it right.
Yeah, it's Tim Haight, so Tim Haight. That's our family's nickname is Haight. So I used that into the username, and it worked out pretty well, you know? Yeah,
Love it,
and
love
Hater Customs is the business name. Yeah,
love it. Haters gonna hate.
Yep, especially on TikTok. Yeah,
no doubt. So I guess before we get into the meat and potatoes here, I mean, why don't you just let everybody know kind of who you are, how you got into PDR, and how long you've been doing it, and so on and so forth.
Well, I started with Paintless. I started with body work at a custom body shop in Australia when I was 16, and started learning on big rig trucks and like cranes, industrial cranes and stuff like that. Moved from there to Canada and got into collision repair and became a licensed body technician and vehicle refinisher. And then,
so hold on a second here. I hate to interrupt you, but were you born in Australia? Were you born in Canada, or how do you get from Aussie land to Canada?
Sorry, I just had a notification there. Thank you for the subscription, bro. I had audio going off in here. So I was born in Kingston, Ontario, and then my mother was Australian, dad's Canadian. So they moved back to Australia when I was 1 year old, and I grew up my entire life there. And then when I turned 20, I took my experience and went out on my own in Canada. Yeah, just did my own thing. Came out to Alberta for the oil rigs, and then progressed into collision repair when oil started to go down. Went back into the body shops and yeah, so I got fully licensed, fully repaired into repairing and painting, and then went on a trip to Australia 3 years ago to see my family. And I was working in a body shop, like it was a travel work trip. And there was an old guy there who grew up working on cars and did paintless dent repair on like a kangaroo in Australia would hit the side of a car, and he practiced pushing out a big kangaroo dent, and he got into paintless dent repair that way, and he's been doing it his whole life. So that's the guy that taught me. And I was just randomly found him in a body shop, and he's a short little guy, old and just like really good. And yeah, it was fantastic. I got really lucky.
So he was like your Yoda.
100% a Yoda. Yep. For me. Yeah. Yeah. He was a guru for sure.
Love it. What's expensive. This guy's name? Do you remember his name?
I've got it written down on a business card. I actually don't remember it off the top of my head. That's really shameful that you now asked me that, but off the top of my head, I really don't. Yeah, no, I got his business card right over there. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. Yeah, so that's cool. So he was doing is a kangaroo hit like similar to a deer hit?
Yeah,
something like that.
Same size animal. Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe you caught me out on the spot not knowing that guy's name. I have to literally go get that now because I'm gonna send this to him too, right? Like I have his email and everything, so he's gonna be like, really, man. Oh, come on, man! I taught you, and you don't even. Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot's happened since then and now. I'm sure. So he taught you in Australia. How long was this trip?
This trip was about a month, just over a month. So it wasn't that much education that I got, but I bought all the tools. Spent like $5,000, $6,000 right off the bat. As soon as I spent $1,000 a day Australian, which is probably for US, that'd probably be like $700 a day, something like that. For a few days of training, and then I just went out, spent all the money that I made and everything that I could, I threw it at Paintless Dent Repair and went all in, man. And
just push
all
them
in.
chips in.
Yeah,
love it. So did you buy tools in Australia, or did you wait till you got back home and bought tools, or how did that go down?
Bought them in Australia, but I ordered them to my house. So by the time my plane landed at the house, the next day the tools were showing up. So I had all these boxes to open, and all the brand new tools, all shiny. And I knew some local boys here that had dirty tools, and they're looking at my shiny tools, and they're like, "Man, I wish my tools shined like that," you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and especially as maybe the last 5 years or so, stainless tools have become way more popular, and the old spring steel tools just rust pretty quickly. So
I don't have any Stanliner tools, so your tools are the only stainless steel ones that I have. So when I'm showing the stream all of my tools, I'm like, this one's steel, this one is my stainless steel one, and it's the best one. Honestly, the big green Reaper rod, that thing is so strong, like you can't flex it at all, and it just does everything that you want it to do. So
yeah. And I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I love it for hail, and just from the little bit of looking around your channels, it seems like you're doing a ton of hail work over there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So how does your your PDR business model work right now? Like, how are you getting work, and how are you getting so much hail?
Well, we're actually right next to the Rocky Mountains in a place called Hale Valley, basically. So from around Calgary all the way up to about Edmonton, there's like this huge valley of just hail that happens every year, all the time. Spring, fall, just pretty much every year you get hail somewhere. And then all the cars get sold. So they're all in rotation all around the province. But I just, I got a dealership. I used to do insurance work. I used to work mobile in body shops. I had a Facebook marketplace page, and I was responding to messages all day, every day. But then I found a dealer that literally has hundreds and hundreds of cars, buys hundreds every week, and he's ready to go with as many cars as I want. So he sends them to me, I give him a price, and he doesn't argue, and you just do the work and send it. He picks it up, drops off another one, and it's so low maintenance that it leaves a lot of room for streaming and other things like that. And, I've got horses and other stuff to take care of. So if I was doing mobile and stuff, it would be hard to live the life that I do, because you'd just be out all the time doing other stuff. Right. So.
Right. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Financially speaking, is it kind of similar to where you were before, or
no,
is it
no? If you're running through body shops and you're running the hail, and insurance jobs, you're loaded. You're doing good. But if you're doing just dealership and you work at a really good rate, I'm happy. I get everything that I want, but it's nothing compared to doing insurance jobs, for sure. Like, you can't compare the two.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, on a per car basis, obviously, but if you're staying steady and things are going good,
for sure, I'm very happy. I get what I want every day.
Oh my gosh, we got a ton of
Tim
comments
Green
in here. Tim Green, Armijo, what up? Get a grip. Bucknell, woo! Jack Bucknell. Oh, Ben Ridley from across the pond. How you doing, Ben? Those Dent guys in the house. No haters, please.
No haters.
From a Facebook user. Yeah, you got to click the StreamYard link. There may be some issues with privacy settings or things of that nature. So sometimes the Facebook users. Yeah. Glidewell in the house from RWO. Everybody check that out. I think he's doing a podcast this weekend.
Get a little Dent Craft Tools.
Oh yeah,
there you go. Little free advertisement.
Users. Oh, Armijo likes his tools dirty. Crystal Allison in the house, push metal. And Zandy, get me a biscuit. My good buddy Zandy from Texas. He calls a Coors Light a biscuit.
So how long
Gotta
have you
get him
been
a
in the
biscuit.
trade? I gotta ask.
Me myself, I started in 2010, and I worked for a good friend of mine who is, I guess now my former employer. We'll get into that, but yeah. So he trained me. I worked for him for 7 years, and then I ended up going on my own shortly after my dad had a stroke, and I saw him just laying on the hospital bed, and it really puts things into perspective. And it was like,
For sure,
man,
yeah.
if I got to do what I'm going to, at that point, I had been working with the original Dent Reaper I had probably for close to a year that I've been working with. And it cost me a lot of money to get it just right. And
This is
when
an
I went on
interesting
my own,
story
I was like,
wanna hear.
I was just like, well, I'm just going to order a bunch of those things and sell them and get that paid for. And hopefully that'll help me propel my PDR business into the next realm. And I tell you what, I ordered like 50 of them, and they sat on my laundry room counter for a long time. And then my good buddy Q Dent Repair, he went down to the Mega Media event at Anson, and I gave him a few tools and said, just give them to all the podcast guys. And then Vince D'Alessandro, who was the host of PDR Tool Time at the time, or one of the hosts, he talked about it on PDR Tool Time, and things went crazy. I had to build a website overnight, get things all set up with shipping, and it was a whirlwind. But super grateful to all those guys. I've gotten a ton of help along the way from.
Of course,
the PDR Tool Time gang, Toledo, Hiley. I mean, you name it.
It's funny. I don't even know any of them. I don't know any of them. So,
really?
This is going to be my link to them through you. So there you go. You pay them back through exposure right there. You train somebody else, or you help somebody, and they help you one day. So I'll go follow them.
So you've never seen anything Dent Time on?
Man, so Real World PDR. Shout out to RWO. Real World PDR.
Jim Mitchell is.
Jim Mitchell.
He does a great job. I'm a paying member of Real World, as well as Dent Trainer. But the online opportunities to gain knowledge are pretty astounding. I mean, when I started, I actually I got a DVD set.
No way.
That my boss at the time bought me, and that was kind of my this is a PDR cowboy, Corey Nichols. If you don't know Corey Nichols, PDR cowboy, check.
I know PDR cowboy. Yeah.
He's got good stuff.
I feel bad for not seeing Dent Time now. I see the comment there. Yeah, like I said, I only had limited training.
Yeah. Wow. He probably has like 50,000 YouTube subscribers, and it's crazy. But check it out. You'll gain some info from Mike for
Possibly
sure.
I could have seen it because I did research everything under the sun. Maybe I came across it and it's not standing out in my brain. Possibly if I open it up and I see the guy's face, I might recognize it, but just off the top of my head, I don't recognize it.
Right. But, yeah. And you know what? Do you use fog or lines?
I don't really have a fog. No, I got lines. Yeah. Wait, no. You're talking about lines like stripes on the thing? I use fog. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've never been asked that question before. So I was like, wait. Yeah, no fog. I don't have any lines on my screen.
Toledo and Dent Time is predominantly line boards. So you're going to see a lot of lines there. So
right. That's why you said you're going to bring out your light board, because you were talking about that, right?
Oh yeah, my old ding board. I should grab that. There you
Thanks,
go.
Chewy.
Yeah. Zan Vidic in the house. He's the Dent Olympics champ. I don't know.
Like
how many-
legitimate Dent Olympics, the thing that they do with the Dent Olympics. That's what you're talking about?
Yep.
That's awesome. I've seen that.
Zan,
Yeah.
yeah. Zan is man, crazy good tech. And he's
Oh,
one.
so I
He's got
just got a message. His name is Leroy, the guy who trained me. I just got a message right now saying it's Leroy. So there we go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Shout
That's
out to
funny.
Leroy down in Aussie land.
Yeah, he's in Sunshine Coast. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Yeah. So Bucknell is asking which DVDs I watched. The A1 DVDs. Yes. It was called PDR Coach, and it had Michael Hand and Tom Price. And those were the DVDs. And in 2010, there was some stuff online, not a ton. So I watched, different YouTube videos and such. But, it's really about, I guess, when you're training, it's, time on metal, I guess is the way Christopher Ray has put it. But it's reps, man. You just gotta do it. There's so much of it is muscle memory, getting the feel. So,
from hack to humble, you got to start somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. Zan, my beer's right here. Don't even trip. I got a backup one ready too, so we're good.
Oh man, you
don't
way
worry,
more prepared
Zan.
than me.
Yeah. Well, we're always ready. Yes, Corey.
Thanks,
my
Judy.
garage
Thanks,
is getting pretty clean. I think I can pull my van in here, and I'm gonna after the podcast and do some organization of the van. But
Right, you're mobile, right?
Yeah, for the time being, I am mobile. I am looking for a shop because of this whole Google My Business. Just took all the mobile techs out of the auto dent removal service category. So getting a shop is going to be more important now, because right now I'm listed. They automatically changed all the mobile PDR guys to auto painting, and which is the opposite of what we do.
Yeah,
So,
you're paintless dent repair.
yeah, it's preposterous. I started a change.org petition. So guys, go out, look for that, sign it. And stay tuned. I'm going to be hopefully having somebody on to talk a little bit more about how we can work through some of the GMB problems, the Google My Business listing problems, and better optimize ourselves so that, we can get some of the traffic and call volume back. But sorry. Just a side note there that I wanted to bring up. But
let me do a quick shout out for you, just to all of my viewers: Farrell, Chew Tactical, Wave Spirit, Trucker, She's a Queen. If everybody could head over and give Dent Reaper a follow. He just joined Twitch after our conversation. This might be a good segue into talking about Twitch live streaming and just, what you contacted me about. But everybody who's watching me right now, go give him a follow. He just made a Twitch account. So if he can get to 50 followers right away, then we might be able to get him into live streaming on the regular, and he can get subscriptions and stuff like that. So yeah, get him to 50 followers if you can, guys.
Shucks. Yeah. So before we get into Twitch, we have a couple really important questions to answer. Jack wants to know what we're drinking.
That's a very important question.
I got my favorite Surly Grapefruit Supreme. It's a tart ale with grapefruit added, and it is so dang delicious. It's like beer candy. I can't put it down.
And we got
Blue Moon?
Belgian Moon.
Belgian Moon.
Interesting. It's a white ale.
Sunset.
Belgian
wheat
white
ale.
Yeah, 5.4%. What's yours? Yours probably isn't 5.4% if it's an American beer, right? Probably 4 something.
Yeah, 4 or 5, 4.5.
Nothing like water, right?
Canadians really know how to hammer it home.
We know how to party. Yep.
Love it. Love it. And then John is asking how long you've been in PDR. About 3 years. Is that?
Yeah. So I went to Australia 3 years ago for a visit to see my family. I live in Alberta, Canada, by myself on a ranch. So I went 3 years ago to see my family, and I was working in a body shop just to make money while I was there. And I met a paintless dent repair guru, my Yoda, Leroy Jenkins, and his name is not Jenkins. And $1,000 a day for a couple of days, trained there, and ever since then I've been doing it on my own. So 3 years since then. And
So then you were mobile for a while. You did the body shop, the whole route thing. Now you're at home, a steady stream of wholesale hail coming at you, and then one day you had this crazy idea. Tell me this crazy idea. How did it form in your head? What made you first even think to do it?
Okay. Well, true story. My ex-girlfriend, we were getting into gaming together, and I showed her Twitch. And Twitch is a live streaming platform mainly made famous by gamers. The top live streamers on Twitch that play video games make $1 million a month. So it's a ridiculous thing for gaming, but not many people know you can live stream your snowboarding, you can live stream your carpentry, your mechanic work, your paintless dent repair work, anything. So
and they call this IRL streaming, right? Like
in real life streaming. You're not in a game, you're in real life. So IRL streaming. Yeah. And then it's a whole category on Twitch. So my ex-girlfriend and I, never thought of PDR on Twitch. Hold on one second. Bear FPS, thank you for the subscription. Got to let the music stop playing in my ears for a moment. Thanks, man. So my ex-girlfriend and I got into it together. We both bought gaming computers and started streaming, sitting right next to each other, playing video games. And then eventually, I'll just answer that really quickly. I play Escape from Tarkov and Star Citizen right now. So Escape from Tarkov is a hardcore military shooter. Star Citizen is a space flying game and shooter game as well. Check me out, Tim Haight.
Jean asked what games he played, just so when people, if they're listening to the podcast later, they know what's going on here. I know zero about video games, so what you just said to me is complete, just foreign language. It might as well be.
No problem. I just let him know the two names of the games that I played. So anyway, we started streaming together, and we started doing the work stream. Like obviously it started there, and then I'm like, well, we could stream work as well, and then started doing that as well. And I found a mechanic streamer called Demon Machine. If you're watching, you very well might be. Shout out to you, sir. Demon Machine. He is the #1 mechanic streamer and probably one of the #1 IRL streamers on Twitch. Awesome mechanic channel, streams every day, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. US time. I can't remember what part of the US, but and all day. So check him out. He raids me all the time and has been one of the #1 reasons that my channel has seen as much growth as it has so quickly, because I got my own followers, but he sent me a lot of his followers. And that's the beauty of Twitch, is how community based it is. So any of you PDR guys out there that do get started with this, join the community, because I'm going to be raiding Demon Machine. I'm going to be raiding Dent Reaper. Your name's kind of similar, so I kind of went on the tangent then. But I will, if you do stream your work, man, it's part of Twitch. I'll raid you with my viewers, and then you'll raid somebody else with your viewers. And it's just like you share with everybody else, and everybody supports each other. So it's a cool community to get into.
Yeah, so that's freaking awesome. So this was actually your ex-girlfriend's idea. She was just like, why not?
Well, it was my idea, but yeah. It was my idea, but she motivated it, like in terms of, I introduced her to the idea and she was like, that sounds like a good idea. and then went along with
Okay.
it. So I don't know whose idea it was. It was my idea, but she went along with it, and that's how we progressed from there. Yeah.
Women have a funny way of making us think that their ideas were our ideas. My wife tricks me all the time, and then pretty soon I'm standing in line at an amusement park or wherever. I'm at the mall holding her purse, and I'm like, this is my idea? I don't, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, got to be careful. Who knows? But either way, you're doing it. I guess. I mean, so you're primarily doing hail stuff, correct? When you're doing the live streams.
So when I get sent, this is one thing that I'm. You're gonna sign up on Twitch right away. Good, that's awesome to hear, Jack. Yeah. So Real World PDR, I shout him out all the time in my live streams, just because I don't produce a library of repairs that somebody could, like I shout out all the big guys who have the training programs, because I'm not providing a training program. I'm providing a place that you can hang out, talk, maybe pick up a couple things, but I'm teaching you a little bit, but you're mainly just hanging out while I work. Right. So I always shout out the big guys who have the library of repairs, because that's where you go if you want to really get your really learn. Yeah. You can learn some stuff from me, but if you really want to learn, you pay the money. You go to the guys who have a library of repairs. But I noticed not a lot of them specialize in hail. At least I haven't found a lot that's like clearly talk about hail and hail specialization, because even RWO, like Real World PDR, he always talks about how he's not a hail specialist, how he mainly does collision stuff. And, he's good at hail, of course. He's good at dent repair, but he always makes clear that he's not a hail specialist. So I don't know if there is a hail specialist that does produce content.
I would say not. I would say for the most part, I mean, you've got Real World PDR. You've got Dent Trainer. That's Mike Toledo, Dent Time. And then you've got Dentless Touch has a pretty interesting online / in-person kind of training protocol. And the thing that makes it hard to be a video producer and a hail specialist is if you are a hail guy, you're mostly don't forget Zan. Zan has a great YouTube channel. Zan, post a link to your YouTube channel, John. I think it might just be Zan Vidic. But yeah, post your channel name, Zan. And he's got I got to talk to Zan more about that, because I know he had some stuff on Dent Trainer for a while, and I don't know if he's doing that anymore. But if you're producing training style content, it would be hard to do that and chase hail, because you're never going to be in the same shop. You're not going to be doing all of those things. So I don't know. I mean, you're kind of in a unique scenario in that you just stay in one place and constantly have hail funneling to you.
Yeah, it's lucky. It's lucky. Yeah.
There's Zan's YouTube channel.
So anybody watching on Twitch,
Vidic Z.
So anyone, Vidic Z on YouTube. Vidic Z on YouTube. Give him a follow, everybody. And just a reminder as well, I've got a guy shouting, like Farrell, my channel moderator, is shouting out Demon Machine and shouting out you in my chat. But everyone follow him on YouTube, follow him on Twitch. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, it's pretty great having a steady supply of hail. I fix every dent on a vehicle. So like when a vehicle comes in, I'll give him a quote for the whole thing. But sometimes, stuff will go to a body shop instead, and he'll, I'll say this is how much for the hail. This is how much for this dent, that dent, that dent. And he'll say, no, we'll do this, and this, but not that. So most of the time I end up fixing every dent around a vehicle. But sometimes I recommend body shops and stuff for really scratched
right.
up dents and other stuff like that.
Kick a hood or whatever.
For sure. Yeah. You saw the red Mustang that I did and the green Mustang that I did.
Yeah.
I don't do those anymore. That was a time when I was hungry for work a little bit more than I am now.
Yeah, those aluminum hoods can be killers for sure.
Almost 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks on the green Mustang hood?
Yeah. Almost. Yeah. Yeah. I was doing other stuff as well. I've got a busy life with horses and other stuff, but yeah, it was almost like probably about 1.5 weeks on that green nasty hood. And then that red one, I just kicked. Like I got him to replace that because there's no point trying to do that again. It came out good, but there's no way I can charge enough to make it justifiable. So yeah.
Right. No, totally get it. So speaking of shout outs, I got to shout out Ryan Shutt. He's got a podcast on YouTube, Dent Digest, and great content there. Always has great guests. Him and Manny are the hosts, and they do a great job. And you can learn a ton from RPS Dent Specialists, or just search for Dent Digest. He's got, I don't even know, over 100 episodes at this point. So
after the
tons of
stream
info
is
out
done,
there.
after this stream is done, is all these comments going to be saved that I can go back through and follow these guys, or should I do it right now?
Yeah. They'll be on my YouTube channel and or Facebook group. I'm not sure how it works on Twitch yet, because this is the first time I've been on Twitch. So
I'll just get it from you afterwards. I'll get you to text me these guys, just so I'm not following people while we're streaming. I'll let you just send them to me afterwards.
Cool. For sure.
Oh, you can't see my chat, but I've got awesome channel moderators. They're basically like viewers that I've made a moderator of my channel to ban people, to do whatever. Like they watch out for my chat, and they also do shout outs. So RPS Dent Specialist, he's sending the link to these people as you're talking. So thank you, Farrell. You're awesome. The man. Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Got to love it. And there it is up on our screen here too, RPS Dent Specialist. So
you've got another beer ready there. I'm gonna go grab one. One sec.
All right. Yeah. So I'll keep it going. He's asking how many followers does he have on Twitch? I am not sure on that, Zan, but we'll get into that. And if you follow him on TikTok, it's at Tim Haight. He shows his streaming setup, and it's pretty cool. So definitely look into that. He's back and loaded with another Belgium white. Zan is asking, how many followers do you have on Twitch?
Let me take a look. So I've only been doing Twitch for about 9 months now. And it takes a long time to get your Twitch going. It's a very brutal platform to get developed, because most of the time when you're first starting, you got one viewer and that's it. It takes a while to get the one viewer, and then the two viewer, and then the two viewers get you three viewers, and then the three viewers get you four viewers, and you just keep going. But it takes a long time. I'm at 247 followers right now. Thank you for the follow. Body Mando just followed me then. Probably one of these guys that just made a Twitch account. But yeah, no, it takes a long time to get followers on Twitch. So if you do start it and you start live streaming your repairs, expect 1 or 2 viewers for a very long time, months. But eventually you'll get a fair amount, and then you'll get subscribers. And right now I've got 17 subscribers every month, which is $8 Canadian a month, which turns out to be like $140 a month or something like that. So it's pretty awesome for just letting people hang out while you fix cars and teaching them some stuff. So
yeah. And I mean, I would think that'll pay the internet bill or whatever, however you.
Well, the goal is to get, some people have crazy success stories of I missed that last comment. If you could highlight that for me.
Zan was just saying it's impressive. When you consider that Twitch is primarily a gaming platform, and these things evolve, guys. So like you think about TikTok back in the day, it was just, 11-year-old girls dancing. And now, it's become the thing that it is. So it's, it's fun to see all these things evolve and see how, all the different media platforms. And would you consider Twitch social media? It's not. It is,
I guess,
but it isn't.
I mean, as much as YouTube's social media, right? But it's basically a live streaming platform. So it's social and it's media. So it's social media, right? So yeah, it's a social way of sharing media. So I would say it's social media. Yeah. But yeah, Twitch is definitely primarily gamers. Like I said before, the top gamers make $1 million a month in just subscriptions, not talking about sponsorships, not talking about a million other different factors. So the peak in Twitch, the peak is ridiculous. It's a matter of whether you can get there or not. And the mechanic channels and their IRL channels are starting to grow and starting to develop. Demon Machine averages 100 to 150 viewers every day, Monday to Friday, people that come in and hang out with him while he fixes cars. So once again, shout out for Demon Machine. Anyone who's following me or Dent Reaper, go give him a follow. Mechanic channel, awesome dude. On Twitch. But yeah, so 150 followers a day in subscriptions, not including donations and sponsorships. I think he makes 300 or 400 a month from a US from his channel. And if you average about 500 viewers, you're averaging 10 to 15,000 US a month. The top streamers average between 20 and 80,000 viewers while they're streaming. So nice shout out. For, DEAMON. So not DEM. Yeah. Tactical Froggo, thanks for coming in, man. How you doing?
Demon Machine.
Yeah, DEAMON Machine. Thanks everybody for coming into the live, hanging out. Appreciate every one of you guys. This is a fun event today. So
tons of fun. Yeah. So Jack's asking if you can stream from your phone or a tablet. How does your streaming rig work, and like what are the restrictions or possibilities?
So there's a whole breed of people called, like we mentioned, IRL streamers. And what some people do is have an IRL streamer backpack. I have not looked into it in depth because I've already got my setup figured out. But basically what it is a backpack, I think, with like a laptop in it and stuff like that, like some stuff that connects you to the internet, some stuff that connects you to OBS so you can stream. And then they'll have a camera on their head or chest mounted, or you can hold a camera and it's connected to your backpack, which is connected to the internet. You can just use your phone and stream. There's nothing wrong with that, but then you don't really have a way to watch chat, and I don't know what the quality would be like. So you definitely can stream from your phone. But I think it's better if you have like a GoPro and some other stuff, which is what I've got. So you asked me what I have. I've got a GoPro 9 on my forehead. I've got a candy bar power supply that sits on the top of my head. And then I've got a wireless HDMI transmitter that sits on the back of my head. So basically GoPro, battery, transmitter. And the transmitter goes to the receiver goes into my computer, and the computer streams to Twitch. And that's how I make it work. I can stream for 3 hours at a time before my little battery runs out. I can get bigger ones, but that's what I've got right now. Total stream length, about 6 hours is my typical stream length.
So more or less, you look like a frickin' tactical Black Ops soldier with all this gear on your head.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. I've done some filming I've done some filming of myself while streaming, and I don't like it because I look ridiculous. I've got a fucking camera on my head, a power supply here, and antennas coming out the back of my head. So it's not sexy. So
Armijo says Hater has Mike Toledo by a mile on tech, and that's a hell of a compliment. Mike Toledo is the owner of Dent Trader and Dent Time, and he's very famous for having ridiculous cameras. And
I'm actually going to correct myself. I remember him now. Mike Toledo, Dent Time. He's in not California, but like he's in the U.S.
San Diego,
he's got a nice floor on his shop, I believe, and he's got a bunch of employees, and he walks around. I know his face. I know his name now. So like when you first mentioned to me, it didn't pop right up, but now I know. Yeah, I know that guy. I've never talked to him before, but I know him. I've watched him.
Yeah. Bucknell's asking if you can show your setup. Is it in the room or is it in your shop?
No, it's in my shop. If you guys want to go to me on Twitch, Tim Haight, TimHaighther, go to Twitch, check out my past videos, my past broadcasts. You'll see my stream. You can watch the chat coming in. You can watch me fix dents and see what it's all about if you want to go check that out and give me a follow.
Yeah.
But I can't show you right now because it's in a different room, a couple 100 meters away.
Meters. It's fun.
Meters.
Yeah. So, and it's Tim Haight on Twitch, on TikTok, on YouTube. Everything's Tim Haight. Yeah, and you have a TikTok shows your headband setup. So I saw that on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, get on the Twitch, check it out, and check them out on TikTok as well. But yeah, so I just, while you were kind of describing all this stuff, I Googled IRL streamer backpack, and I mean, the prices are all over the board, but it looks like you could get a fully outfitted setup. It's $5,490 for this Terra Deck Bond 759, or there's a Terra Deck Bond 759 backpack Cube 750. I don't know what any of this means. That one's $8,000. So these IRL backpacks are not cheap. I guess I suppose if you bought all the components separately and built your own, you could probably get it done for cheaper, but just to throw that out there.
You can stream from your phone, to just correct it again. Like you can stream from your phone, but it's just, you're going to have limited success. I think if you're really serious about it, spend the money and do it right, just like anything. But if you want to get started, dip your toe in and try out the waters. Definitely give it a try. Start streaming from your phone. But everyone's going to end up having to spend the money. That's just the inevitable truth. If you want to make it, you got to spend the money.
If you're going to be serious, you got to have the right gear. I mean, it's just like PDR tools. If you buy the cheap stuff from eBay or Amazon, you're never going to make it. But if you end up with the quality stuff and you get quality training, all of those things, like with anything in life, you get what you get what you give, and you got to put in to get something out. Zen says I better get one of those ordered. Yeah.
That's why I was happy. Probably. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying I don't think I'm gonna order a backpack from the jump. We'll start slow.
Start slow. But what I was saying was I'm happy that you reached out to me, because I always tell people stay away from the Amazon tools. Like, other than the glue lifter and a hammer and knockdown and maybe a glue gun and some that's pretty much it of what you can get decent on Amazon. I'm sure you could maybe find a tool or two, but I don't trust different levels of steel that bend when you don't want them to bend and all sorts of stuff like that. Like, you're just wasting your time. So I was very happy when you messaged me on TikTok saying, "Hey man, I want to talk to you about your Twitch." I'm like, "Hey man, I want to talk to you about your tools." So you were like, "Yeah, I'll support the shit out of you. You want a coupon code? You got it." And I'm happy about that because, like I said, I want to get guys with the right tools. And everybody who starts out with Amazon stuff, and I just tell them skip that step and just spend a couple extra $100 and get good stuff because you get way better results and not pull your hair out.
Yeah. It's like I say, with anything, you get what you put in, and if you buy cheap, you're gonna buy twice. So so back to this your streaming setup. I mean, what do you think you got into your current setup where you have it at your shop and all that stuff? Do you want to divulge that? Or
it's not that bad, but I love when you keep talking about this and I'm just like, yeah. So the Hollyland wireless HDMI transmitter that I have on the back of my head, that unit that you can get a cheaper one, but it's bigger. I got the smaller one, so it wouldn't take up a lot of space. And it was $700 or $800 Canadian for that. I think $70 or $80 Canadian for the power supply on the top of my head, and then $600 to $700 for the GoPro 9 on the front of my head. So that covers that part. Then you've got your laptop, which connects to the internet for your streaming. And then you've got your wireless microphone, which is probably $240 or something like that. So between the MacBook Pro is a couple thousand, so say it's $2,000 for that. Then the GoPro 9 600, the wireless HDMI transmitter. So let's say 3,500, something like that.
Yeah. And I just Googled it. $1 Canadian equals 79 cents US for everybody. So about 80% of that. But yeah, that's
that has changed recently, by the way. That's been moving around quite a bit because I did a transfer recently and the money was way different, and I was like, what's going on here? Like the balance is getting messed up.
Yeah, well, we're living in a volatile world, there's a lot of crap going on between the pandemic and the conflicts.
We can skip all that, but absolutely. Yeah.
Try not to make this a political show, so we'll
skip right on by it. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, but a guy could, conceivably, I've got a GoPro here that I hardly ever use. So I could strap this to my head and figure out a way to hook it up to my phone, but probably what's going to happen is the image quality is not going to translate once I'm streaming. Is that
you'll want to get that with the wireless HDMI transmitter, and then that wireless HDMI transmitter will connect to a computer, not your phone. So you won't be able to connect that GoPro to your phone and stream. Like, I think there is a way to do that, but you're going to get a lot of lag. So it's honestly, the way that I do it is one of the best ways to do it. I've done it other ways, but like there's other ways where you turn and do other things, and then you turn back and the camera is not keeping up with what you're doing. Even the stream that I have right now is nowhere near perfect. So I'm streaming in 720 resolution at 30 frames a second because that's the max my internet can do. But all of my other equipment is capable of 4K 60 frames per second. So I could be streaming at 4K 60 frames per second with crystal clear image and everything. But I live out in the middle of nowhere on a ranch, and I have Starlink satellite internet, which is in beta testing right now. So I have a limit on my data cap. So I can't do that yet, but in the future I plan to. So if you guys watch my stream, you'll see it's kind of blurry. It's not perfect. In the future, that's all going to be fixed. It just my internet needs to keep up. So
Yeah. So that would be a huge factor is connection speed for all that data.
Big time.
Yeah. I guess the more I think about it, I'm trying to wrap my head around having a laptop and a backpack and how I would be connected to the internet. Like as a mobile PDR tech, I mean, you're going to be reliant on 5G. I mean, I think is probably the best option, and that's probably not going to have enough data either. I don't know.
So it's interesting. Tesla is actually coming out with a smartphone soon. So it'll be a Tesla smartphone that can connect to the Starlink satellite system.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. You're going to look like Weird Science with bras. What? That doesn't make sense to me.
You and Jack are going to look like Weird Science with bras on your head at the next meetup. Yeah. Yeah, so he's just thinking me and Jack are going to be the ones to jump on this. We'll see. We'll see, Armijo.
Bras on your head. I get what he's saying now. Yeah. That made no sense to me when I first read it. Yeah. But yeah, no, there's going to be a Tesla smartphone coming out soon that connects to the Starlink satellite internet. But I think your best bet is to get a portable Wi-Fi hotspot. Yeah. And then get the streamer backpack. That would be part of it. And then just like me, the camera on your head that connects to that streamer backpack. And you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dent Donk 2022.
Yeah. So there's these infamous videos. They're like terrible animation, but they're terrible text to speech. They're like 10, 12 years old, maybe. Called Dent Donk. If you YouTube, just put that Dent Donk into YouTube, and it's pretty funny. They're
never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. They're talking.
You hear it from him. Type in Dent Donk. See what happens.
Yeah. It's funny stuff. It's a broker talking to a tech, and he's like, "Oh, winter was really hard on me, and when are we going to get paid?" And what are the percentages? Yeah, you got to see it.
Type it in and go look at it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about you. Like, I want to know where you started, and you've been in it for over 10 years. You started your tool company. I actually have aspirations to make some of my own tools. I don't want to make a tool company. I actually haven't looked into this, and you mentioned that you would help someone with their tool company. So I honestly want to talk to you about this in the future.
Yeah.
I have some ideas for some hammers and some other stuff like that. And I was thinking about making it a part of my Twitch merchandise, because I'm going to have other Twitch merchandise like jackets and stuff. I've already got them. I just haven't put them on the market. And I could make a hammer and put that on my Twitch merchandise and avoid making a tool company, right? And just have it as part of my Twitch merchandise. That's my idea. So I'm going to talk to you about that off stream as well. But tell me about your story, about when you started, who you learned from, and how you got into making tools.
Well, I think we did cover it a little bit. Like I said, I used to work for my former employer, and I went on my own after my dad had a stroke, and the Vince and
but where you started,
Toledo, my buddy went down to Anson and gave all those podcasters the original Dent Reaper, and then they started talking about it. So that kind of blew up from there. And then Kiko actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, can we carry the Dent Reaper on our website as well?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we worked that out, and then A1 started carrying it on their website. Now, A1 tool actually makes all of my tools for me. Well, all of my push tools for me, and Kiko's making the tabs. But it just started because I heard John and Maria on the PDR Tool Time podcast, and they were talking about, they would make custom tools. They wouldn't steal anyone's design. They're happy to work with techs on tools and things. So I had, already had a CAD, everything for this tool, and I couldn't get any local machine shops to make it. Like, nobody's set up to do all the things that a PDR tool manufacturer has to do with the bending and the grinding and the heat treating, everything. So it was impossible to get it made for a decent price. But A1, I mean, they knocked it out of the park, and after A1 started carrying it, then, John one day called me and said, have you ever thought about doing other sizes? And I was like, oh, you mean like the little red and the baby blue? But things just started, spinning out of control. So what started with one tool, I think now I have, 70 some odd SKUs on my website that are, strictly Dent Reaper brand tools. And
nice. I didn't know that. 70. Right on, man. Nice.
Yeah. So it's, and, a lot of them are just variations, but at the same point, it's grown way, way beyond what I ever imagined. And, I'm enjoying the ride. I love, going from concept to actually holding something in your hand and knowing it works. And then especially, going to some of these events, going to MTE or Ganson Open House or wherever. And, if somebody comes up to you and says, like, oh, your tool saved my life on this repair, or I use it every day or whatever. It's just, I mean, that is the most rewarding part of it. Oh, speaking of rewarding parts of it, Zan Vidic, he used
little red winning
the little
tool.
The little red Reaper is, what he uses in all his competitions to bring home the gold. So
I'm definitely going to be following
thanks again,
Zan. I'm definitely going to be following Zan because I've not looked too deep into the Dent Repair Olympics, but I've seen it. And if he's been a champion of it, I'll follow him for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think he even has a course on like competition preparation and training and all those things. So check into that. Zan, do you still sell that course? Is it available somewhere? Let me know in the comments.
I think your podcast is going to get as popular as your tool too, man, because this is a pretty good podcast. I'll be honest, like your intro and everything. I think you're going to do well with this, and it's going to grow into something beyond what you thought it would be as well.
Well, we'll see. And, I honestly started it because I thought it would be fun, and I do it because it's fun. And like when I meet a guy like you or have somebody else to talk to about anything PDR related, gets the juices flowing for me. And I love talking about this stuff, and I love hanging out at the events and talking to all these guys. And
that's something I wanted to ask you about is the events, because I've never been to any single one, and I don't know anything about any of them. So if you could educate me and tell me about some of your experiences, that'd be great.
So I would say the biggest of all the events is going to be Mobile Tech Expo, and the one in Orlando. I guess they had one in Vegas for a few years, but that's going to be canceled. And so now, basically, Mobile Tech Expo, you have all these different, the tool vendors. It's a big trade show, so there's booths everywhere. If you type Mobile Tech Expo into YouTube, you'll see a ton of footage from all sorts of different people on that. But I think it's 25 years old now. Mobile Tech Expo is started by Kevin Halewood, and they sold it to another trade show company a few years back. And who runs it now? Sheldon Kay runs the Mobile Tech Expo now. It does a great job with it. So it's basically a 3-day event. Thursday is education day. So you're going to have all kinds of different industry leaders, whether it's primarily paintless dent repair, but detailing is another huge aspect to Mobile Tech Expo. Yeah. So it's detailers and it's PDR guys. And yeah, so you got Education Day on Thursday where you can go see all kinds of different, people talk on whether they're talking on marketing or technique or all of the above. And so there's a ton to learn there. And then, you get to hang out with nothing but people that, just like-minded people. And it's a really good chance for, if anybody's never been, I mean, the networking, you get to meet so many cool people. I mean, basically everyone in this chat, I probably met at Mobile Tech Expo. Zan, Jack, Armijo, all these guys, Shuddy, yeah. And Corey Nichols, I met at Mobile Tech Vegas. Zandy, I met at Mobile Tech. Crystal, I met at Mobile Tech. Glidewell. Glidewell, I think I met at our Real World PDR seminar. But either way, so Mobile Tech is so fast, like drinking from a fire hose, because you got Education Day and you're at the bar talking to Dent guys. You're going in, you're buying new tools. I guarantee if you go in and you say, I'm only going to spend $500 on tools, you're probably coming home with like $2,000 in tools.
Easy.
It's really the only opportunity you're going to get, unless you have an Anson van or something pull up, but to be able to touch and feel all the tools and see everything in person. And it's super hard to say no. Zan is saying they have IASRE in Germany and Japan. So those are PDR shows as well. That was on my goals list for 2020. And that didn't happen for obvious reasons. Yeah, Corey Nichols. Dent rods are only $10 at FTE. I love that video, by the way, Corey. He did a TikTok talking about his tool pricing. So MTE, biggest, best, so much to learn there. Recommend it to anybody and everybody. And then a lot of guys are doing Dent Tech meetups, they call them. So like I went to one in Boston at John Scotto's shop. I've been all over. Matt Moore recently had one at Easy Dent. And those guys, both beautiful shops. I mean,
never heard of them.
There's Yep. Well,
yep. I feel like a baby into this industry because everybody. I don't know anybody. I've just been doing my own thing on the edge of the world, not talking to anybody. So it's wild.
Well, and that's because I've started by going to Mobile Tech Expo. You meet people, then you go to this guy's event, you go to that guy's event. Last year, there wasn't a single month that I didn't get on a plane because I was going to all these different events. This year, I'm going to try to scale it back a little bit, but I am definitely going to Anson Open House. That is April, is it 29th or 30th? Let me get my calendar here so I can be accurate with this. But the Anson Open House is about as close to MTE as you're going to get, and it is April 30th. And it is amazing. Anson has a huge warehouse / showroom / event center. And I think last year, correct me if I'm wrong, I think a lot of you guys were there that are in the chat now, but I bet you there was 300-400 people there. And, they have good food on site. And it's same thing. You get to network, you get to talk, and just from a 10-minute conversation with a guy you never met, you might pick up one little tweak to how you would use this tool, or
Everyone knows something.
how
Absolutely.
you position your light, or whatever the case may be. There's always something you can learn from somebody, because so much of what we do, I mean, it is very technical, but there's also an artistic aspect to it. So
Trial and error.
just
Yeah.
there's just so many different possibilities. So Anson Open House is another great event, and I mean, that one's free. Besides, the same thing, if you think you're going to go there and spend $500 in tools, you're probably going to leave spending a little bit more.
I gotta do a quick shout out here. She's a queen. Thank you for gifting a subscription to Stats Back to Zero. I was having some people gifting some subs there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's another good thing about Twitch, is not only do you subscribe to a channel, but you'll gift a subscription and it'll go to somebody who's watching. So you'll have somebody
cool.
who's watching who's not a fan, and then they get gifted a subscription, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe I'm a fan now. So that'll happen. I want to say I don't have any Anson or any Stanliner tools. Does that shock you? I've got Reaper rods.
It does a little bit shock me. I mean, Anson is probably by far the biggest, tool company as far as volume. They have
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Full-time van drivers. They have a huge warehouse. I don't know if Anson is A1 makes a lot of Anson's tools. So there's that, but there's A1, Ultra, PDR, Finesse, Anson. I guess I would consider the big ones. Stanliner, they make great tools, but they are spendy. They're hard to get sometimes. They don't pump out the same amount of volume, and especially lately with stuff coming from overseas, it makes it a little bit more difficult, I think. But I guess I haven't really been keeping up on that as of late. But and Zan's saying Stanliner not the best for hail. So but
that's a good tip. I'm definitely gonna have to follow him, because he seems to know his hail quite well. So I'm always happy to learn from other hail specialists.
Zan's he's no joke for sure. He's got a great shop to Slovenia, right, Zan?
Oh, damn.
Slovenia.
Damn, nice. I always love hearing about these new countries that have hail, because obviously we get smashed with hail here. Unfortunately, I love fixing collision dents, but he doesn't like doing the collision dents as much, because he's got lots of body shops that he works with. So he likes to use me for hail, because there's so much hail and he can make great money on it. So he's not approving all of the collision stuff that I'm charging. I'm like, come on, I want to do that one.
Zan says they're in a hail prone area for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
And Bucknell is a big proponent of the Carbon Tech hail rod, which is a pretty famous hail rod in the States. I think it was maybe one of the first carbon fiber hail rods. What you have a hail rod?
Is that telescopic, or is that just the hail rod itself? Because I think I know that one.
Yeah, it has sections, so you can add the sections on. So I think you can go from like 3 feet to, I don't even know, 7-8 feet. I've seen them extend pretty long. What's your hail rod of choice?
So good question. I've got the Iron Giant, which I don't remember the actual name of it, but it's it's got like a kind of bluey green handle, thick steel, and it's got sections that you can connect onto it. I call it the Iron Giant, but I don't actually remember the name of it. But it's got like a section this big, a section this big, and then a section this big that you can screw in. It's straight steel, very heavy. That's why I call it the Iron Giant. And I use that for box sides. I did use it for roofs as well, because it's the only tool that I had that was long enough to reach those hard to reach dents. But the weight of it was ridiculous. I like to tell myself Go to carbon. You'll
That's
thank
it.
me later. I've got it now. Let me get there. So this is where I started. Is I bought this from another PDR expert of mine who didn't use it anymore because it was too heavy. He's like 5'2" and he couldn't even pick it up almost. So I was
saying you need.
Everybody's saying I need a lighter hail rod. I know. Don't worry, guys. I spent the money. I got a coupon code now with dentstuff.com. If you guys want 10% off Dent Stuff tools, the carbon telescopic 8-foot hail rod, use Tim Haight code. You can get $200 off that. 10% off.
Dang. Nice.
Yeah. Well, it's $2,000 Canadian, so 10% off that. It's 200 Canadian, so whatever that is US. Sorry to have the conversions. So I started with the Iron Giant. Yeah, put that back up. We started with the Iron Giant, but now that has downgraded to just being my box side tool. So you take out the tail light and you can shove that all the way down into a box side, and you don't have to worry about it scratching. But I've got the carbon fiber for my roof and a carbon fiber door hanger so that the carbon fiber slides on the carbon fiber without scratching it. And that's my favorite tool for sure. Beautiful. And then the Reaper rods, to be honest, because the Reaper rods are the number one tool for aluminum. Like when I'm working on an aluminum hood, I'll be very gentle and use the sharp green Reaper rod almost 100% of the time, or the red one.
I bet like the Mustang roofs, the smaller cars, you're not going to get all the way to the front of an SUV with the Reaper rod, but
that's not what it's for, though. That's not what it's for. It's
exactly.
Like it's very precise at what it's doing. So you don't like, maybe you could make another one that has a completely black handle that's like even longer. But I think
I've explored that. Sorry, I just left and went and grabbed some. I've explored making a longer one. We would have to, excuse me, too much beer here. We would have to basically custom build a bender, the way I understand it, from A1, and there'd be some additional work involved, and the amount of the big tools they sell doesn't justify making that bender. So
I think the green one is fine, to be honest. Like, honestly,
no,
you've got
I do
other tools, and then you come in.
I do a ton of hail with it, but I want to show you, as a Canadian, I would think you might appreciate this, although you did grow up in Australia. But this I got from a company called DCC, and they're a Canadian tool company, and it's a game used hockey stick from the Winnipeg Jets. They say it's from Dustin Byfuglien. I don't know if it is or not, but it's a carbon fiber hockey stick, and they just put this end on it here where you can attach your tips.
Yeah.
And something about having the square edge, I really like. It just provides a little bit more stability. So I really like this thing. I thought when I bought it, I was buying it for novelty. It was $150, and you compare that to any carbon rod, it's preposterous. And it's probably, I don't know. I'm 6
How tall are you?
Tall, so I'm 6 foot tall, so it's probably a little over 4.
Yeah, it's like 4.5, something. Yeah.
But this is the tech of the day. Somebody, my buddy Justin Verdict told me about this. He told me to use this yellow tip. This is from Carbon Tech Tools. This yellow tip, they sell them in a yellow and red, come together to make a Craftsman hammer is the idea. But I've been using this yellow tip. It's a soft, well, not soft. It's a hard rubber, but it melts hail dents like nothing I've ever experienced before. And you can, if you can get this tip on it, you can cruise through it. And,
I've never used a tip like that before, so I'd love to try it. And that's a cool little bullet tip. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is from
like
Dents.
9mm.
It's a 380. It's the 380 tip. And you can get this at Anson. And yeah, this is another great hail tip. So give them a shot if you can. But I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah. So are you into hockey, or you too Australian to?
I'm definitely a very Canadian person. So I grew up in Australia for 20 years, like I mentioned, but even my whole time down there, I had a Canadian accent. So everywhere I went, somebody was like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Well, I'm from here, kind of, but I was born in Canada." So everybody always was picking out my accent down there. And then I moved here, and then people were kind of like, "Oh, you sound Australian." But then that was gone after like 6 months, and I just absorbed all the Canadian, like, because I was very Canadian. I was very Canadian, and then I absorbed it all, and it was gone. So I do like hockey, but I don't watch it. I'm a gamer, so my free time is spent gaming. And if I was watching hockey, then I'm not gaming. So I'm
Right.
it's just a difference in preferences, right? I'd much prefer to be kicking some ass, doing some gaming than sitting and watching hockey. But I do enjoy it. And if there was ever a big game and some friends were watching it, for sure, we'd have some beers and watch it. But I'm a gamer for life, for sure. So that's my fancy.
Yeah.
Endeavor
Andy Patrick, the Endeavor rods for the square factor. It's easier on your wrists and shoulders. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I have that too. You know what? I'm going to grab that and another beer.
All right. Sounds good.
Andy's a gamer himself, and I should give him a shout out as well. He does the Ginger Bros podcast with Brandon Schmitz, and you guys can find them on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms.
I'm going to get all these from John after the podcast, and I'll give you guys all a follow because I'm interested in what everybody else is doing. So, games I play is Escape from Tarkov, a military shooter, hardcore, and a space game, Star Citizen. Both pretty cool. So come check me out, Tim Haight on Twitch.
Yeah, he was a Facebook user for some reason, huh? Yeah, I think every group you gotta sign on to the StreamYard deal or something. So sometimes we have problems with that, but I'm gonna grab another beer and I'm grabbing that Endeavor rod too.
Okay. I'm gonna go do a quick be right back screen, guys, and I'm gonna be right back in literally 45 seconds. Just a quick bathroom break. So see you in just a moment.
Oh, geez, get her done. Easy. Yeah. So we got the Endeavor rod. Mine is the 6-footer, I think. Yeah. It's got 4 places for tips. I love this thing for hail. On the big truck beds and SUVs, and the handle slides back and forth, so you have different grip points. You twist it, it locks into place. Why are you laughing your ass off, Andy? Because the podcast, everybody just left. We both walked away. That is, I don't know, frowned upon in broadcasting world, but you know what? We're not professionals, so we really don't care. And now I moved on to Minnesota Gold, baby. Minnesota Gold, a delicious lager. I don't know what the percentage is. I feel like we started giving out percentages. And it's 4.9. 4.9. We're getting up there. Yes. And yes, that Endeavor rod is awesome on SUVs and stuff like that. The huge crash in the background. Oh, I'm turning my laptop, not my camera. So I have my hail rods hang on that little organizer up here. If I can figure out how to point. The hail rods hang there, and when I pulled it out, it clanged against all the spare tools I have hanging up here. So it was a big clang, smash, bang up there. But that's what you heard, Andy. No big deal. No big deal.
You sound way too Canadian, I must say. You've got
Well,
like,
you know,
are
I'm
you
Minnesota.
from Boston or something? Or Minnesota? Okay. 'Cause
Minnesota.
you sound
Oh, yeah, you
Canadian,
betcha.
eh? You sound real
Everybody,
Canadian.
everybody likes to give me shit for my accent there, and it's okay. I don't mind because I like my Minnesota weather. Would you switch to a Fanta there?
Yeah, I got beers here too, but I wanted a little bit of sugar for some pep. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Get her going. So yeah, I just went and grabbed this. Easy. We got hail rod everywhere, knocking stuff over.
Yeah,
So
what
this
did
is
you
the
drop?
I don't know, empty beer can and my other hail rod, but we figured
Perfect.
it out. Yeah, so this is the Endeavor Dent Tools hail rod. It's just 80/20 aluminum, and it has 4 places for tips, different angles, and it's 6 feet. But this handle, you can twist it and slide it, and then you can lock it back into place. So depending on how far out you are, if you know the handle will move for comfort, and it's a beautiful thing. That the square rod, I don't know. Personally, obviously, like I say, everybody does things differently. You're back in. Easy.
Were your beers running away from you or what?
No, I leaned that hail rod up against the table and it was starting to slide down.
Isn't that one of the most annoying things in the world when you lean a hail rod against something and then it just slowly starts to slide and fall? That happens a million times over. Zan, I don't know if you come to Canada ever, but if anyone, any PDR guys ever in Alberta, Canada, feel free to swing by through the ranch, come by, say hi, see what I'm doing. But yeah, if you ever want to come by for beers, Zan, you're welcome. I'm sure you're not anywhere near Alberta, Canada, but
oh yeah, and
the ranch is always open for visitors.
Heck yeah, and Zan, of course, you're always welcome here. And deer equals there. Yeah, Jack, bring some deer. Deer or beer.
Deer and beer.
I'm game for it all. Yeah, Sean, you know how I roll. We like our beer around here. I'd invite you over for one, but I don't know if you still drink. But either way, you're welcome. You can have
Aren't these tiny little cans? Aren't these tiny little cans cute?
That is cute.
These little tiny little cans.
Make your hands look cute.
Yeah, fucking a giant over here.
Huh. Andy's never been to Canada. I went to Canada once for a Twins Blue Jays game. It was it's a good time. We're not going to get into it.
The podcast is going great, Ninja. Thank you. It's going really good.
PDR Secret Seminar in Canada. Yeah, that was probably only 2 years ago, right, Zan? PDR Secret Seminar. I know Don Cavanaugh went to that. I can't remember who else. I didn't go, so I couldn't tell you too much about it. Oh yeah, Jack Bucknell loves Yingling beer, so he's got to give that a shout out every time he gets a chance. But
perfect. What are you drinking?
Come try.
I can't remember.
Oh, I switched to Minnesota Gold. So the one I was drinking before is a different Minnesota brewery. I try to keep it local.
Not biased at all.
When I'm drinking, if I'm not drinking one of these, I'm drinking Coors Light typically. So nothing too fancy. Easy drinking stuff.
Here I am with my Belgian White and my Alexander Keith's Pale Ale, and
yeah, that's all right. Everybody likes something different. You do your. I mean, I was drinking grapefruit beer. So
what?
Yeah,
never even heard of that.
The one before was Surly Grapefruit Supreme, and yeah, it's beer candy. It's dude, this stuff I fiend for. Like,
I swear I've had grapefruit.
Hard to get this time of year.
Like, terrible. I swear. Am I wrong? Does grapefruit taste good? I swear grapefruit tastes bad. What? No Russian beer?
No.
No, but I got some Ukrainian beer. Let me go grab it real quick.
Oh, yeah. How many hours a week are you gaming, Andy?
Don't ask me that question. I don't know.
Full-time job.
No, definitely not. This is the thing about Twitch. I could be doing a lot better on Twitch if I was streaming more, but I'm so busy with work that I only get to stream a little bit. Like video games, I only get one stream a week, maybe two, to do video games. But how many hours a week am I gaming? Probably 3 to 4 hours a night at least, before I go to bed every night. I finish work at probably 10 p.m. at night, and then I'll game until 2 in the morning and wake up at 9 in the morning and do it all over again. So, yeah.
Hot diggity. Hot diggity. So let me ask you this. I guess we never got a total. You kind of tallied everything off, and I didn't do the math in my head because I'm not that smart. Do you think your Twitch income has passed the amount you've put into all the gear?
0%. No.
Not even.
Not even a little bit close. No.
All right.
No. I've only been doing it. So for your first year, there's a 0% chance that you're going to make your money back. This is like an 8-year contract that you're getting yourself into. And by the third year, you're really going to start seeing some progress. But the first and second year, you're basically laying the foundation for what you're going to do, getting comfortable streaming, learning how to do it, how to talk, how to be live, how to play the games good. Like, you don't want to be shit at video games and then people are just watching you die nonstop as well. Like, there's that. So there's a lot of things that go into it. But yeah, definitely. I'm only making 130, 140 a month for the past couple months, and that's very new, very, very new. Up until then, it's basically been zero. So 7 to 10 months of laying the foundation, and now finally starting to get some payouts from it. No chance that's even touched how much I've put into it, which is thousands and thousands of dollars. But if you look at the top streamers, they're making $1 million a month. What's the reason you can't get there? There's no reason. So yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah. And if you like it, you like the community aspect of it, you like talking to people about it, you like doing it, then, you know, if you can turn a hobby into a job, then more power to you. So
that's exactly it.
I love it. And I think it's great. It's a great way to get more people to even know what paintless dent repair is, what it's capable of. Like, I would love to see, I can totally see Zan. Zan has a really good setup for this. So does Jack. They both have, shop. Jack has a shop at his house. He lives in South Dakota, and
maybe Dent Time will even do it.
Yeah, I could see Toledo doing it for sure. Anyone with a shop has a pretty good
chance
possibility.
Of making it.
Yeah, and especially these guys, the Dent Touch guys, I could see doing it. Yeah, so anyone with the shop, I don't want to limit it to them, but those guys all have pretty big followings. So
yeah, and if you want to stay away from getting the streamer backpack and everything, then yeah, definitely the shop is the way to go. That's no doubt about it. But it's possible to do if you're mobile. But I think the shop is the way to go, 100%. And yeah, those guys are doing really well on their own right now. So no doubt, if they made a Twitch, they would do well. And any of you guys who do want to make a Twitch and live stream, contact me. If you have any questions, I'll answer them for you. I'll cut the learning curve in half, because there is a huge learning curve with understanding the settings and everything. So contact me, and I'll even raid you when I'm finished my stream. I'll send my viewers to you to follow you. So if anyone wants to get into live streaming their job, let me know. I'll help you out. So,
awesome.
Right.
Love it. Man. We're about an hour and a half here.
That's what I love about podcasts and stuff. It goes so quick, man. It feels like 30 minutes.
It is. Yeah, it's flown by for sure. Is there anything like we didn't touch on that you think we
Yeah.
should? Or
Yeah, so you were talking about how you wanted to emphasize that I have been doing body repair for 6-7 years and I've never heard of paintless dent repair up until the very end.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So most of my life I've been repairing vehicles, never heard of paintless dent repair. Till the very, I saw some dudes doing it off in the distance, but it was like I never went up and talked to them, and it wasn't a broadcasted thing. And from what I understand thus far, most things are behind a paywall, other than teaser lessons and stuff like that. I'm kind of doing it different where you can come in, hang out and hang out live. But eventually, maybe down the road, I might have my own library of lessons as well for hail specific stuff. Because you're not going to learn that from the live. Like you'll come hang out, pick up some things, but you need to go to Real World PDR. You need to go to Dent Time, or maybe in the future I'll have a list of videos. But 6-7 years in the industry, repairing vehicles, painting vehicles, never heard of paintless dent repair. Most of my viewers, like example right near, Farrell just said, I am an example. I had no idea what PDR was. And now I just had a camping trip where a guy had some dents on his car and I was giving him hints, told him where to go to get it fixed. So there's a million people that have no idea what paintless dent repair is, that it even exists. So most of my viewers don't even know that. So they come in and then they're not going to get it repaired by me, but they might go to their local guy in their city and get it repaired because they saw me and they learned what it was. So I don't think there's any power in hiding repairs. Like just how we went through on the phone the other day, you had a TikTok comment hating on you for posting the videos saying you're going to have hacks taking your job. And I'm like, man, if you're worrying about hacks taking your job, you're not on the right wavelength. But yeah, I think it's great that you post your repairs, and nobody should hide this. Like it's not a secret. Definitely all for the paywall to learn the lessons, but to come in and hang out for free, I think, and learn about it, I think that's invaluable. So, and same with your videos where you post how to fix them. It sparks something. Maybe somebody's going to learn how to do it, or maybe somebody's going to go get it repaired by somebody. Like they'll think about the dent on their vehicle and go get it fixed.
Yeah.
So that there's no power in hiding it.
Yeah, you couldn't say it any better. I mean, the old school, when I first started, literally my trainer told me, if somebody comes up to you and starts watching you at the body shop, put your tools down and walk away. And that's the way it was. And that was part of the Dent Wizard training back in the day too, if I'm not mistaken. I guess I've talked to many guys who told me that, and it was attempting to shroud it in mystery and not showing. There was a guy from Germany who brought PDR to Minnesota, Jürgen Holzen, and he would put up a curtain and literally, be like the Wizard of Oz. Give a shout out to NJ Drowner, my guy Danny out in Jersey. Hope all is well, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, and he says too, it used to be a secret that Dent Wizard never wanted me to let anyone stand around while I was fixing. Yeah, it's crazy. And but yeah, I mean, more and more guys are putting it out there, and it's great to see. And I think there's way more room for growth. I mean, we have to maintain a growth mindset here, because there's more people that don't know what PDR is than there are people that are coming in to eat our lunch. I mean, there's way too many dents in the world for if every PDR tech fixed 1,000 cars a day, there would still be fucking cars everywhere with dents all over them.
100%.
So, we're going to be just fine. And the more we can get the word out, the better. And yeah, I think this Twitch avenue is gonna hopefully be a good one. And I'm glad you're leading the charge on it, Tim. And I hope more and more people jump on. And yeah, and Andy and Danny and Bucknell, everybody agrees here. So
I appreciate the exposure, man, because like I said, I've been on the edge of the world for 3 years, in the middle of nowhere, just doing my own thing. And it took a lot for me to even want to have people watching, because I'm a very non-social person for the most part, believe it or not. So to stream was one challenge, and then, letting people watch you and do your work, that was another challenge. But you get to the point where you're confident enough that it's fine. Come in, hang out, chat, learn what you can, watch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I never thought I would have a podcast. And, I got invited on to a couple. And then, the more you do, the more you just get comfortable with it. And you realize it's like,
you're just hanging out
and watch. Just don't go back and watch yourself.
Yeah,
everything
don't read the comments. Yeah, don't read the
comments. Let's see. Bucknell has a question here. He says, for Twitch, could I just use my webcam and mic hooked up to my laptop in my shop and stream no problem?
So the webcam on your laptop, probably going to be shit. And the microphone on your laptop, probably going to be shit. So you technically, to answer your question, yes. Is it going to be good? No. People are going to be looking at your back while you're fixing a car, and they're not going to be able to hear you because the laptop is all the way over there and the microphone's not picking up your voice. So if you want to send me a message, anybody who wants to send me a message and learn about the tools that I have to make it work, it's an external webcam and mic. Yeah, you should be fine then. But I've got a wireless microphone on my Blue Yeti mic. Yeah, that'll be fine. And Logitech webcam, that'll be fine. As long as your internet's fine, you're good. But I've got a wireless microphone on my shirt, and I've got the camera on my head, so people can look through my eyes while I fix dents, and they can hear me through right here. But if you've got a stationary setup, then if you walk away and you go fix a car, they're not going to be able to hear you very well, and they're not going to be able to see you very well. So that's why I got the wireless microphone and the wireless headset, so that they can look through my eyes and hear everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jack's saying he's got the Rode wireless mic. That's a pretty good setup, and he's got a GoPro. Yep. I mean, you're halfway there, Jack.
Anybody can do it. Like, if you have a stationary setup, you can do it, and you can just leave your camera there, and people can't see what you're doing, but they'll still come in to chat with you. There's no reason why they won't. But the camera on your head is just the extra step to let people see what you're doing. Like, every little detail that you're pushing, you can let them watch. It just depends on what you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if you know Jack. He's got Sioux Falls Dent Repair. If you follow him on TikTok, he's got, how many followers are you at now, Jack? Let me look it up real quick. It's pretty impressive. He's one of the TikTok superstars of the PDR world for sure.
Okay. And make sure you send me all these guys, because literally, like I said, I don't know anyone. I've been doing my own thing by myself, so I don't follow anyone. I don't,
22,000 followers, it says here.
Sheesh.
So, yeah.
That's a gaming thing, a Twitch thing. I don't know if you've ever heard the sheesh, but that's a Twitch thing.
That's new to me. But yeah, there's Jack's TikTok handle, Sioux Falls Dent Repair.
There you go, TikTok, right on.
Spelling Sioux, my goodness, SIOUX spells Sioux somehow. Sioux Falls Dent Repair.
Sounds native.
Check them out.
If it's IOUX, that's native. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Native American tribe for sure.
For sure.
But Sioux Falls Dent Repair.
So those are those banners on the way up here?
They are. Yeah, I shipped up some banners for you.
Right on.
One similar to that, and one
Yep.
similar to that. But they'll both be. Well, you'll see.
What does it say? What does it say? Straight to hail or straight to hell?
Straight to hail.
I
Hail,
love it.
baby.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I was hoping it said that. I'm almost tempted to hang it. I'm almost tempted to hang it right here. Like I put all my banners in the shop, but I'm like, I feel like this wall is a little bit bare. I want to do some stuff back here. I don't know. We'll see.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I have the Dent Reapers, and then the Dent Angels have more of a blade tip, so it's a little bit softer push. And I made that banner say Hallelujah. But
nice.
I'm not as in love with that logo, so I should probably just get it redone and figure that out. So I
got to get some of those angel ones because I've only got the Reapers. That's all I've got of yours. So, but I've seen a lot of others. Even the controversy. Do you want to touch on the controversy that you had with the tools where people were complaining? Because they're not. Like, I looked at them; they're beautiful. They're different. I love them.
And
I think there was no legitimate complaint. Yeah,
the executioners, and we don't need to revisit that drama. We'll put it behind us. And
those tools are beautiful, man. And I think there's no legitimate complaint there. But I only had an interest to talk to you about that because I have seen you post about it in the past, and I agreed with you entirely. I agreed with you entirely that our trade is always evolving, and you made them very different. So there's no legitimate complaint in my book. But
I would tend to agree, but obviously, again, I'm biased. But I feel like I made my point. It's a blog post that'll live on my website forever. So anybody wants to know more about it, just go to dentreaper.com and look at the unfounded accusations blog post, and you can get at least my side of the story from it. If you want the other side of the story, call those guys.
Did they post anything or just that? Nothing really.
They're just their initial complaint posts calling me and others plagiarists. So
I'm not about that. I think you did a great job.
Yeah, I think it things like that, those types of accusations, even if they're true, even if I don't want to get into it, but I've had people copy my tools so closely that you would be amazed. But I'm not going to sit out there and cry and whine about it. Like if somebody's copying me, I'm doing something right. That's the way I see it.
People are going to support you too, because like if I was to buy a tool, I don't care if it's cheaper. Like I really don't. Like the guy who made it, the guy who's the leader in the industry, I'm going to support him because he's the one. Like, you've made so many innovations with tools that why would I buy this cheap knockoff? Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No, I'd support you any day of the week, dude. You've
well, shucks, man.
one thing I wanted to tell you. The green Reaper rod and the red Reaper rod are my number one door tool. So I've got also the right angle. I don't even know how to describe it. I should know, but it's the right angle red and yellow that have the long right angle hook for the door tools. But your green and red Reaper rods are pretty much my number one door tools because that curve is just so perfect for when the bow of the door
around the brace.
It will go right in there and slide up into the brace. And the number one door tool in my arsenal for sure. Yeah.
Do you only have the fixed handled ones? Is that right? Yeah. You got to get on the tactical handles.
Hook a brother up. I'll send you some money. We'll get it figured out. We'll get some of those for sure because the T handles do have their limitations. Absolutely. The ratchet handles are better. But it just so happened that I bought the T handle set.
Yeah, well, if you bought them 3 years ago, there might not have even been tactical handles in existence yet. So
I believe there was the black one, but I don't believe you had a set of tactical handles. I believe there was the black one and like Yeah, I don't believe there was a set, but
Yeah.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. These things keep changing, and it's like you want to stay on top of it. It's kind of like your streaming setups. You can spend a lot of money on tools if you want to, and yeah, well, I want to.
Yeah.
Clearly, if you saw my van, like I have to get new springs for my van because
It's sagging.
yeah.
That's awesome. What camera do you have for your computer? Just a Logitech webcam?
Yeah, it's a Logitech 1080, whatever. I don't know.
I'm looking
Whatever,
at getting.
It was probably whatever Amazon recommended is what I got. So
I'm looking at getting a DSLR camera in the future, because
Okay,
they're the one way to upgrade your video feed to, like, my video feed is pretty damn high quality. I got one of the best ones you could get, but if you get a DSLR camera, it will be crystal clear, like your picture. So that's one of the next ones.
And that's the key to, the bigger training site like Dent Trainer and Real World PDR and Dentless Touch. They all have really high quality camera equipment, and that's, it shows in their results and everything else. So yeah.
Do you know Jim very well?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to his shop a couple times for a couple things. We'll get you hooked up, Corey. I'm sorry, I was just going through. Yeah, I've been to his shop a couple of times, and actually, when the Dent Reaper first came out, thanks, Danny.
Reapers for life, yeah, baby.
Reapers for life, let's go. Oh. Yeah, he did a pretty controversial video. He started as Dent Tools Freaks before Real World was ever launched, and he did some controversial. He's good at that kind of thing, but he did some controversial videos, and one of them was about door tools. And in that video, the Dent Reaper kind of won the day, but it wasn't all positive. Like he had some things that he would complain that it was a little bit too thick for him and too long and this and that. And I called him and took the feedback, and that's actually right around the time I was working on the smaller sizes with A1. So
yep,
everything came together in beautiful timing at that moment. And so but yeah, to answer your question, I've been to his shop a few times, and I talked to him on the phone maybe, I don't know, once every few months or so.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've talked to him through emails and stuff, but never through a phone or in person. That's definitely a real world hero of mine. If you're watching, Mr. Jim Mitchell, you're a real world hero of mine, sir. He helped me get from zero to hero. I did my own paid courses, but other than that, it was subscribing to him for his paid lessons and watching his free lessons on YouTube, which got me 90% of the way. So 80% of the way, 90% of the way, whatever.
Yeah,
helped a lot.
So if
I ever get to meet him, that'd be great.
I should not even be talking about this, but I did just talk to him the other day, and I think there might be a workshop event at his shop later on this year at some point. I couldn't say dates or anything like that because I don't even think he said any to me, but he is, I think, planning on doing one. So maybe that would be a good first event for you. You could shake his hand and thank him in person. So
yep. Well, I plan to try and make something like that happen at some point. Depends on whether that'll work or not. But yeah, whether I can shake his hand in person or find a way down there for sure. That's what I'd like to do. I did invite him up here once, and he was almost willing to do it. There was a time when it was
damn.
it was a little bit slow in his shop, and I had lots of work, but my pay wasn't good enough. So he didn't really. I don't blame him. He didn't really want to come up for the pay, but I've progressed a lot since then. That was like a year ago, but yeah, one day I'll meet him for sure, and I'll thank him myself if I can do that. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, Dave O's in the house. Yeah, Andy says Jim was talking about his event on Facebook today. So that might be something. And Dave O's in the house. What up, Dave O? You're a little late, bro. You're going to have to go back and rewatch. Yeah, Dave O, another, he's Dentless Touch Chicago on TikTok. And
I believe he just followed me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's climbing. Yeah, well, like I said, after I talked to you about the whole streaming thing, I called Dave O because I thought he would be one of the few that would have any sort of idea of what's going on Twitch. So, yeah.
What was the other Dentless Touch fella? The guy with the little beard. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Christopher Ray.
Little beard right there. Yeah. He's a really good guy. I learned a lot from him too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Every time I talk to Chris, I am amazed at how far I've come in my life being as stupid as I am. Because that dude is so fucking smart. He's just like, he's several steps ahead every single time. And I'm like, yeah, I don't even know why I would.
Why do I try
do anything? Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Oh, Davo says he just messaged you on TikTok and followed him on Twitch. So cool.
Right on.
Yeah,
Thanks for the follow. Let me see. Is that Bodyman Mando? I'm guessing. It's probably Bodyman Mando.
Who
my
knows?
My alerts have been working tonight. I've got a couple alerts show up. So you said you were looking at getting your own shop. If you got your own shop, would you start live streaming like me? Like, would you have your setup in your shop?
I would definitely look into it. You know, like you say, if it's thousands of dollars to get in, you know, I would probably start slow and, you know, see if it's going to be something that I'm going to enjoy doing. Which, I mean, I could totally see it working. I could totally see myself doing that. But I guess I probably wouldn't go all in until I, you know, got a few shitty ones under my belt just to see if it is something that I'm going to enjoy. So,
well, your setup right now is perfect for your podcast to stream on Twitch. And also you can do just chatting streams where you show up and you want to talk about a subject or whatever, come in, turn your Twitch on and just go and people will join in. Working on cars in your shop, like if just looking in the background of what you have there, you could do it. The only thing is you're going to have a wireless microphone, which is $200, so that people can't see what you're doing, but you can still entertain them with conversation. That's 90% of it. 80% of it is radio conversation. They're listening to you. They're not watching you. 20% of them are fully watching you. So those 20% might not gravitate to you because you don't have the head camera. But the other 80% who just want to listen to you will. So you can start no matter what you have. But every investment you make will pay off through the end because you're giving your audience a better show every bit of investment you put in. So with what you have, you could start, you could do it, you could do great. Just some investments would get there.
So Davo wants to know if there's engagement with the live, like
so Davo, my entire, like, I don't know if you can see here, but there's lots of engagement with your live. You got people chatting with you, like that's a subscription, $8. There's another one up here, another $8 there. So far during this stream, we've made $16. and lots of chatting, lots of feedback. And like I said, like the top streamers are making millions in subscriptions a month. I'm not going to make that for 10, 20 years maybe, but the only thing that I have a goal is to have a social outlet for my work and my hobby of gaming. And it works very well, and people are happy to pay to support it. And it's going very well. Just followed me on TikTok. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. NJ Droner was asking what your Twitch handle was, so I put that back up.
Yeah, it's Tim Haight on everything, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. So TimHaighther. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to look into it. I'll definitely, like I just signed up for Twitch. So every time I do the podcast is going to go out to Twitch for sure. And then every once in a while I get a car, so I might try to play with it. I am not very technically savvy. Like I have this GoPro. Yep. I bought the whole thing. I got the mic, the light, the extra everything. And I have a sweet repair 63 Porsche that I did that's on here. And I can't even figure out how to get it into my fucking computer so I can edit it.
Man, it's brutal. I get it. Trust me, I'm not like amazingly tech savvy either. I've just kind of figured out a lot of the shit and gone through a lot of trial and error. But yeah, it's brutal. The good thing about streaming is you never have to worry about recording this or recording that, because you're live streaming the entire thing. So you can go back into your live stream and cut out 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there, stitch it together. You've got a YouTube video, like there you go. So live streaming is great for having people come in, chat, get exposure, all sorts of stuff. But then you can then turn that live stream into content on TikTok and YouTube, no problem. So it's a very powerful tool for sure.
Yeah. And I can see that. And I understand the concept of how to use that as, I guess like Gary Vee would call it pillar content, where you have
framework.
You have this huge chunk of content and you can break it up into little pieces for every other platform. But I'm just not tech savvy enough to pull it off.
Well, that's why you got me, man. Thanks for reaching out to me, because I'll hook you up. Any questions, like same with anybody in the chat. I am not here to be the best in the business. I'm happy to help out everyone else and get you to exactly where I am. So if you have any questions, I will help you out to get exactly where I am. There's no secrets that I'm going to hide. So whatever you want to know, send me a message. I'll help you out. Whatever anyone else wants to know, send me a message. I'll help you out. I've got through a lot of the learning curve, and I could cut that learning curve for you too. There's no problem. So yeah, if you ever get any cars in there, let me know and we'll get your stream set up and you can totally get going right away. No problem. Like what you have right here is great. This is great. Like you've got it all set up pretty much. You just have to do a couple things. So
yeah. Well,
thanks for the bits.
We'll work on it.
I just got some bits donations. Thank you, Linkway, for the donations. Appreciate that.
Love it. Yeah. So and I should say this is the first time like my guest on the podcast is also streaming on his end. So it's crazy. Nobody's ever done that before, to my knowledge. Like, and I've been on, a lot of people's podcasts. I've been on RWO, Dent, just everything, and we've never double streamed. So another first. Love it. Yeah. Keep carving those paths, brother. Love it.
Yeah. I love snowboarding. I love carving paths.
I haven't snowboarded in over a decade. I used to love it, but now
thank you, Linkway.
I'm old and I'm afraid of tearing up my body.
How old are you? I'm curious.
I'm 43. So
okay. That's not too bad. You're fine. You're fine.
it's not too bad. We got
Torn
a few.
ACL. What is that? That's nothing. That's a couple
torn
weeks.
ACL at my age is devastating.
I know.
Devastating. I mean, oh Jesus. So I was at a hailstorm in Indy with Jack, and I got on one of those bird scooters, the little scooters that you can rent in the city.
Yep.
And I went down hard and hurt my wrist a little bit and had to leave the hailstorm because of it. And nothing was broken, nothing like that. Everything was fine. But even that was devastating. That cost a lot of money because I lost, I don't know, a week or two more of good hail revenue. So
that's a big thing. That's one thing that is brutal, man, because I like hunting and I like other things. But when you break it down into brass tacks of like you go out and you hunt for 2 days, how much is that in PDR money? Could you have just bought the equivalent amount of meat that you could have made in those 2 days with the amount of money that you could have made working? So that's the shitty thing is anytime you want to do something like that, there's no days off that you get because I've got 7 days a week at work.
Opportunity cost. But at the same time, you know, some of those experiences
for sure. Priceless.
You gotta yeah.
I'm gonna leave you talk with chat for a moment, like talk with you guys, talk with yourself. I'm gonna be right back. 1 second.
Oh geez. And now we're solo. Welcome to the Johnny V Show. Solo on Dents and Dreams. Chopping it up. Hey, Andy, you just got your shop. Maybe you're gonna set yourself up to do some streaming as well. I think it could be good for you too, my guy. So check it out. I don't know. Does anybody else have any more questions for Tim on streaming or living in the middle of nowhere, or I don't know, anything in general, or or do you just want to rip on me? Any questions for me? I don't know. Like, how do you ramble on about nothing for extended periods of time? Who's going to Anson open house? That's what I want to know. I just booked. We're staying at Jellystone, and so it's North Texas Jellystone campground or whatever. Just type in Jellystone Burleson, and you will find the campground where I'm staying. Jack's going. I know that, my brother. I can't wait to see you there. And he says, Danny wants to know, how do I get a hailstorm team for a little bit? Well, you ask. Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. Go to some of these events, Danny. That's, meeting guys online is one thing, but meeting guys in person is a whole nother thing. And if you're really getting along with somebody when you meet them at some of these events, the odds of them inviting you to a hailstorm go up exponentially for sure. And that's how I've been invited to any of the hailstorms I've been to. It's guys I met at events. So definitely do that. And Jack, book your cabin. Corey, I don't want to hear I'm going to try to make it. Jeez, the comments are going too fast. I can't get the right one.
You're made for Twitch, bro. You're made for Twitch. This is perfect. You're made for Twitch.
Do not tell me you're going to try to make it to Anson. You're going to make it. I want to see you in your cowboy hat with the fucking line board on it. And we're gonna get some balancing. We should see if Craig will set up a ratchet strap balance contest, and I'll throw some free tools in to the winner. So
I wish I could go to more of these events. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, what's how far is it just for you to get to an airport?
It's about 45 minutes for me to get to an airport. 50 minutes.
Okay, that ain't
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. No, I can definitely go. It's just matter of we'll get there eventually. Yeah. Maybe the next ones that happen, I'll try to this year or next year. I'll definitely try to meet some people and make some events for sure.
Yeah. What the heck? Yeah, Scotto, I've been on here for 2 hours, and we even talked about your event in Boston. So you'll have to go back and rewatch or read.
What's up, John? Welcome in.
I recommend going to YouTube and put it on 1.5 speed. That way you can get a little fast. And a Facebook user says he wants to go. But yeah, Anson open. That's what I was just talking about. Anson open house again. That would be a good way to pop your proverbial cherry if you've never been to it. It's low key. It's, one day, and we're hanging out at the campground, and it's just good fun all the way around. So.
I want to go. They sound fantastic to me. It's just such a mission. Cowboy hat confirmed, says Farrell. You bet. I'll tell you everything. As soon as Corey, Cowboy PDR guy, added me on TikTok, I sent him a message letting him know that we were doing this because I figured he'd like this whole.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You guys will be fast friends. I bet.
If anyone wants to host me, if things get too bad in Canada, I want to move to Texas or somewhere in the United States that's got hail. So you guys, keep a hotline with me. I might move to the United States one day. We'll see.
Yeah, careful what you throw out there, dude. Once people see the fucking unbelievably shit rocked hail that you're fixing. You're gonna get some offers.
And that's what I said to you in the TikTok messages. I said I gotta start posting. How are you guys tonight? Cheers. Yeah, cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you, sir. Yeah, salud. That's what I said to you in the TikTok messages. Is I gotta start being more careful about what I upload to TikTok because I just post a video when I got time. I don't post a video when it's polished and perfect and I've checked it outside 3 times and it's ready for delivery. Like I'm so fucking busy during the day that to get a video and post it to TikTok is like 5 minutes of spare time. So I don't make it perfect. I'm going to have to change that going forward because I've got so many PDR guys adding me now that they're going to be looking over my work even closer.
The scrutiny tightens.
The scrutiny begins. Yeah.
Andy's asking how we met, and it was on TikTok. I forget which comment I saw. It was on one of my Reaper tab posts, and he said something like, those look cool. One of my viewers is sending me one. And I was like, one of your viewers? I've never heard of this guy. And so I, dug a little bit more and then figured out he was live streaming and was like, I want to talk to him more. So I just DM'd him my number. That was like fucking yesterday, right?
2 days ago, I believe, or
2 days ago.
Yesterday, yeah, I can't remember, but yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was real recent, and I just said, I was like, you know what, I want to talk to you more about this, but I want it to remain fresh, and we'll just do it. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
So yeah. I
think that was yesterday, actually. Yeah, that was yesterday.
We're just kind of getting to know each other live, and but I thought it would be good information for everybody and everything else. So yeah, I just figured, fuck it, we'll do it live. So it's he's such a friendly little fella. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I'm surprised.
I slid into your DM.
I'm surprised how many people you got. Don't make it weird.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. Well, like I say, it's all these in-person events. Like, I've met 99% of these guys in person. I guess I haven't met Danny in person yet, but just about everybody else I've hung out with, had beers with. We've had good times for sure. So,
well, next time you talk to Jim Mitchell, you let him know about me and my comments on him about what he's done for me and everything like that.
Yeah,
because for real, I've thanked that guy myself in an email, and he's read it. But as well, let him know that I told you that he's the king, and he helped get me to where I am. So fuck that guy's the man for sure.
Yeah. Well, he did at MTE this year. He won PDR Mentor of the Year.
Yep,
So,
I saw that. I liked his post on Facebook about that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He didn't even know he was in the running, and he wins. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, there's so many good guys in our industry. It's just fucking cool that I'm just glad to have had the opportunity to meet so many of them, and it's pretty damn cool. So
I'm jealous. I'll have to meet you guys eventually, every one of you, one day. Like whether you want to come out to Alberta or I meet you in a show in America, we'll get there one day. I'm planning to do a tour of the shows in the United States one day, so we'll see you guys.
April 30th. See if you can pull it off.
I'll try.
Yeah.
It's pretty soon.
Well, cool, man. I don't know. Is there anything else we're missing? I feel like.
Well, let's finish it off. Let's finish it off with you telling me a couple stories about the olden days of paintless dent repair, and any stories that you've heard about people you learned from, because this industry is what, 20, 30 years old. I'm curious to hear. If you have any stories from some old timers.
The real OGs probably started in the late 80s, doing PDR as a standalone career, like outside of the car factories. There's some debate or dispute of whether it started in Mercedes or BMW, but it most definitely seems to have started in Germany. And man, stories from the OGs. Don Cavanaugh tells a good tale of, and if you don't know who Don Cavanaugh is, he's an OG himself. He's probably 40 minutes from me. Is his shop here in the Twin Cities, and great guy. But yeah, he tells stories of Jürgen, the guy from Germany, coming in there. He was a service writer at a dealership here locally, and there was some language barrier, and Jürgen's trying to get work. And the first time Jürgen finally convinced him, he pulled Don out of his office and out to his own car, and Jürgen, I don't know if he kicked his car, if he hit it with a hammer. This has been a while since I heard the story, but he fucked up his own car basically and fixed it. And then that's when Don figured out what PDR was, and he started. And then, cut to whatever that is, from that was the late 80s to, somewhere 2012, 13. Don comes up to me at a dealership, and I'm working. I know who he is because I've, checked out all the PDR websites around I know who all the Dent guys are in town. So Don comes up to me and he's like, hey man, how's it going? And I'm like, look, I know who you are. Can't talk to you. If my boss knows I'm talking to you, I'm gonna get fired. Like I put down my tools. I shut my lift gate because he was kind of looking in my truck to see what we were working with. So I just shut the gate on him, and he was the first person that was ever open with me outside of like close knit group of friends and the people that I worked with. And he's like, dude, I'm not sure what's going on here, but if you want to come to my shop, I'll show you every tool I have. You can ask me any question about anything. I'm an open book. Feel free to stop by anytime. And that was definitely like a switch flipping moment. Like it was like, why is he willing to do that? But I've been trained this whole time to do it the other way. And, why is everybody hiding everything from everybody? And then I, start doing more research online, and, some of the Facebook groups were just starting to form at that point, and more and more information was getting put out there. So, that really changed my mentality towards the industry as a whole. And, really, if I don't see Don on that lot on that day, I don't know if my mentality changes and I go more toward like we should all be helping each other. And, there's still so many old school techs that are.
I hear you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even got to
tell the truth about driving by his shop. So when I did actually go into Don's shop, his shop is kind of like in a strip mall situation where there's a bunch of different storefronts there. And one of them is a clear bra installer. And one of my dealers had a sold unit that was at the clear bra installer, and they needed me to fix the dent before they could put the
clear bra on. Yeah.
GPF on. So I go in there and I fix the dent, and I'm driving by Don's shop, and I'm just super slow, and I'm like looking out my window. He's got the door open, and I might have even turned around and done it twice, but Don finally sees me and he comes running out and he's like, hey fucker, I know you, come in here. And he pulled me in there, and he was a man of his word.
No way. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. Just showed me everything, offered me a beer, fucking like it was he's a great dude, and forever.
Did you have to sorry, keep going. Yep, forever love him. Did you
forever
have to pay
love
for training?
No, I did not. So I paid for training in in blood, sweat, and tears, and 7 years. 7 years. So
no matter how much you pay in training, there's no way to escape the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, well, this is true. But so most guys, a pretty common industry standard, you're going to get 40% of the ticket when you're pushing dents for somebody else. 50 is sometimes there. A hail guy, you're getting, say you're getting 70%, but then the body shop's getting 30%. So you're really getting, whatever, it turns out 51%, something like that. But when I first started, I started at 25%. And then I got bumped up to
25%.
25%.
25%.
Yeah.
You're dangling with something with your hand there. Whatever you're doing.
Oh, I'm playing with my lighter.
Yeah, stop that.
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
The audio.
But yeah, no, that's wild, dude. 25%. Because I've done some work. So funny enough, the most money.
Q in the house.
What's up, man? Q Dent. The most money that I've ever made doing paintless dent repair was working for somebody else, making 50%. So that's funny enough that the most I've made in a month was 50% of what the other person was making off of my labor.
Right.
So but that just shows you when you've got the prices figured out and you've got your shop all lickety split set up and you've got the work coming in and they know your prices, that there's nothing beating that. That's why my business doesn't hold a candle to the big insurance jobs and the big body shop jobs. But the steady work is freedom amongst itself to have a lifestyle that makes you really happy. Because that's pretty much my everyday, is how to be as happy as I can and get work done and stuff. Not so much exactly how much money can I make and, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah. If you're doing, if everything you're doing for the almighty dollar, you're never going to get them all. I mean, and whatever, if maybe you're gonna end up like Bezos or Elon and be a multi-billionaire, trillionaire, whatever. You're still never gonna have all of the dollars, and I mean,
mentality is king.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy every day. So.
It's my focus. It's my focus.
Yeah. And it looks like you're doing it, man. You got the horses and the dogs and
that's another one you can thank the ex-girlfriend for, is the horse. I got that horse for free, believe it or not. It's a $6,000 horse. But 6,000 Canadian, so 4,500 American. Have fun doing it and the money will follow. Exactly. But that horse, there was an elderly lady who could not take care of that horse, couldn't ride it. It had temperamental problems because she couldn't care for it properly. And I took over this horse. She basically gave it to me so that I could take proper care of it. And I've changed his personality around. So before, when I first got the horse, you couldn't get near it because it would run away when you got close to it. No worries, man. I'll talk to the chat while you're gone. But this horse that I got for free, beautiful horse. If you see on my TikTok, he's the white one with the long hair. When I first got him, you couldn't get near him. One moment. Dapper Dent Andy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, sir. But yeah, yes, sir. When I first got that horse, I couldn't get near him. And now we're to the point where we're best friends, and got him for free. Very expensive horse, and fixed all his problems. Now he's an awesome horse that is bulletproof. Basically, if I was in an apocalypse, that would be the one horse that I would ride everywhere, because he's never been hurt in his entire life, and he's built like a brick shit house, and he's just nothing's ever going to take him down. So. Yeah, that's I love him.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, so you were asking about the ultimate. I forgot I was going to. I don't know if I have. Where the heck? We got all this stuff put away.
Thank you for the follow, Dapper Dandy. Dapper Dent, Andy.
Dapper Dent, Andy. Where is. Oh, this is.
Keep it up on the sugar, because. I've had a big day, so I'm trying not to crash.
Here we go.
Holy Jesus, what's going on in the background?
So have you ever seen one of these?
Yes, I have. Yes. I've never used one, but I've seen them.
Yeah. So this is how we used to fix dents back in the day. The old dingboard, and you're just using the light from the sun reflecting off of this and that fog shining off of it. And it's so those were fun times.
Yeah.
And then we got the LED light that you plug in the car, And I modified this one to be a battery-powered one before there was ever
Battery power.
Right? My buddy Justin helped me with that. Shout out.
Isn't that so wild? Isn't that so wild that you were modifying battery-powered lights before battery-powered lights existed?
Yeah, well, my buddy Justin, I mean, he's super smart. He did he turned a Milwaukee, was it a, no, it was a Makita. He turned a Makita flashlight into a battery-powered glue gun by rewiring everything. And so he had the first battery-powered glue gun I ever saw. So way back, like, yeah, way before a Limident. I think a Limident
makes a difference.
Probably, or Stucky. Yeah. But yeah, I think maybe Stucky was the first battery-powered light and glue gun that was commercially available. But
so I want to do a very quick shout out for Kiko. So Kiko did something very amazing for me recently. They have their Robo Mini Lifter.
Yeah.
And when I did a glue pull on it, the shaft came out and the adapter came off. The threads had stripped. I just filmed the video last night. I'm going to post it on my TikTok tomorrow morning. But they sent me out all new parts. They've got a lifetime warranty on their lifter. And the new adapter and the new rod they sent me are better than the original one that came with the thing. So instead of a black little adapter with a one-sided glue tab thing, it's now blue, aluminum, and double-sided. So you can hook it this side or you can hook it that side. And it's new and improved for free, lifetime warranty. So like I'm blown away that Kiko would send you parts immediately and they're new and better. So I had to do a shout out for them. That's so cool. So
they're super stand-up company. And I work with them on my glue tabs, and Chris White, the owner of Kiko, actually got Man of the Year, PDR Man of the Year this year.
Oh, no way. And, I've never talked to him. I might have to send him a message. Right on.
Yeah, he's amazingly smart guy. His story, if you go back, I forget which number episode is it, but the first episode I do with Chris White, he tells his story and how he came to own Kiko, how he got into PDR, everything. And it's an amazing story. That man has fucking brass balls and he's super smart and just always striving to do things better and is always doing the right thing. And so
I love how you say always. Always love that one. Always. All the ways.
Oh shit. Well,
that's funny. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Yeah. Like I said, all these old stories, I've only been in the industry 3 years. I know no one else in the industry. I've only been doing Twitch 8 months. So you're the first real exposure that I've had to the mainstream paintless dent repair community.
In a couple of years' time, when you get the chance to meet all these guys, you'll understand why I said this. But yeah, I'm sorry that I was the first guy. Yeah, it only gets better from here. Trust me.
Good. Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure so far. So I mean, it can't get much worse then. Good.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, no, tons of good guys and a lot of them in here. Yeah. Come on, man. And Jay, you gotta be kidding me, Danny. Yeah, no.
He's too humble, folks. He's too humble. Come on, gas him up.
Gato or Q. You know, Q is in Minnesota here as well, and actually did some subcontract work for my former employer, and he helped me huge in the early stages of my career when I was I don't know, a lesser even than now Dent guy. Q is an amazing tech and an amazing guy as well. Very, very, very smart, and he definitely helped me along the way. And
Right on.
Bucknell and Corey Nick, all these guys, Andy, Davo. I'm just scrolling through the comments here. There's so many great fucking guys in this industry that it's cool to be a part of.
Reach out to me, guys. Come say hi. I'm gonna get all your names from John, and I'll add you myself. But if I don't get to that, add me first. Tim Haight on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. I'll add you back, and happy to talk to more people from this industry because, like I said, I've been very isolated doing my own thing. Happy to teach people or happy to talk to people. And
yeah. And Andy says he has no idea what he's doing on Twitch, but he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Even if he is just some dumb redneck from Tennessee.
Well, this is why it surprises me that you're only learning about Twitch now, because what you've got set up right now is literally a perfect Twitch setup. Like you're streaming to Twitch right now, just so everybody knows in the chat. Once again, follow Dent Reaper on Twitch. Just made an account today. Get him to 50 followers, because once he gets to 50 followers, he can start making money on Twitch. So support him, get him there, and let's get him live streaming on the regular. Because your podcast setup is perfect for a Twitch runaway on, for when you're not podcasting, you should be twitching. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well,
you'll get there.
We'll look into it. Yeah. I mean, it's rare that I get cars here at my house because I don't advertise it, and I don't, it's, hail cars, big smashes, things like this. But so I won't be doing a lot of repairs necessarily, but
even talking,
I've got Twitch now integrated on the podcast. I'm doing another episode on Tuesday with Kyle Chase. I chase Dents, and we'll be talking about it'll be Dents and Dreams Nightmares from the Hail Trail edition, and he's got some great fucking stories from the Hail Trail. I'll save those for him to tell because I'll probably butcher them. But
for sure, yeah.
But it should.
I'll tune in for that because I haven't been on those hail trails yet. I've never traveled for hail work. I've never done any of that, so it'd be very I love all these stories from the olden times or just times before me. So
yeah. And I mean, between Andy Patrick does Ginger Bros. There's so many good podcasts out there. Between Ginger Bros, Dent Digest, RWO, so many different podcasts out there that are available. Like the amount of stories you can hear is virtually endless. So and yeah, they're always entertaining. So
I heard everything.
Cool.
Dapper Dent Andy says the Kiko team is amazing, and I would have to agree with him. I've had limited interactions with them, but literally as soon as I called them, they sent me out brand new and improved parts and hooked me up. So yeah, lifetime warranty. You can't argue with that at all.
Yep. Yeah. And I love those guys. Yeah. And
Mike
NJ
Toledo.
Droner, Danny says Mike Toledo as well.
Yeah, it's too bad Mike's not in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows?
And I could tell him sorry for not knowing him at the beginning of the stream. I'm sure if he watches it, he's going to be like, what the fuck?
Who's this asshole?
He's fucking asshole.
Good stuff. He's good stuff for sure. For sure.
Check out Ginger Bros live on Facebook every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Well, I never use Facebook, but for Ginger Bros, I'll do that. And I'll screenshot that and I'll take a look at them.
Oh, they're on YouTube as well.
Good, because I hate Facebook. So. But,
Yeah. And if you can follow them on like Spotify or Apple Podcasts too. And,
yeah, I'll check them out on YouTube.
That's
for sure.
most of my podcasts I listen to. Once you have a car in front of you, it's just you can put on all these podcasts and just burn through them.
100%.
That's another good one. Coach Corey K is another really good one. He's a real smart guy in our industry. He's out of Sacramento, California, and has tons of good knowledge to spit. So, am I forgetting any of these podcasts, you guys? We got Ginger Bros, Dent Digest, RWO, Dent Time, Coach Corey K, those Dent guys from England or the UK do an amazing job as well. So yeah, tons of good content out there. And
when you're learning paintless dent repair, the more the merrier, because you want to learn a little bit from everyone, because everyone's got a specific, like, even if it's just one thing they do differently that works, if you can take that and incorporate it yourself or modify it, like, everyone's got something to teach you for sure. And if you have that mentality, you will succeed. So,
oh, definitely. And a lot of times I'll find like learning from new guys. Like when I went to Mitchell's workshops, working with new guys, and they would ask like, "Oh, do you ever do it like this?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't, but let me try." It's like, because they're not so set in
their ways,
specific ways that, it can break shit wide open. Ryan Bunt helped me design a tool, the Reaper Claws. Just because he was fresh in his mind about it. So, I'm
excited to go through more of your tools, because like I only know about the Reaper rods, the ones that I have, and the adjustable handle ones, and the executioner rods, and I know you got some whale tails, but that's about it. That's all I know. So I'm gonna, when I get a next paycheck here, I might have to take a little scroll through there and see what money I can spend.
Oh geez, yeah. Well, we can talk a little bit more on that offline here, but
for sure,
we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out there. Yeah. Andy's watching both feeds right now. Life is stereo, Andy. Stereo vision. Look at him go. Love it. Super cool. All right. Well, I'm drunk and I got to take a leak. So I think we're going to call this an episode.
Let's call that a win. Let's call that a win.
Might be one of the longest episodes. Maybe
2 hours.
Sometimes I get like 6-8 guys on. We'll do like the St. Patty's Day episode or the Christmas episode. Those were pretty long, but
we're borderline Joe Rogan podcast right now. 3 hours. That's what he shoots for. So I'm pretty impressed that we got to 3 hours, because around the 2 hour mark there, we were almost like, that's about covered it, right? But there's always more to talk about. You just got to spring up a couple more ideas and off you go. But yeah, man, that was a great podcast. Thanks for inviting me on. Thanks for the exposure to all the new friends and family. And yeah, man, join Dent Reaper on Twitch. Join me on Twitch, Tim Haight, and we'll keep working forward from here. I'm sure we'll do another podcast soon in the future, and talk about some other things.
Definitely got to do it. Yeah, and guys, check them out on Twitch. Like, this is a whole another avenue that I never considered. I don't know if anybody else has ever considered it, but Tim's doing it, Tim Haight, and so check him out on Twitch and consider streaming yourself. So the more eyeballs we get on PDR, the better for everyone. So,
drop a follow, guys, and subscribe if you want to support the channel. Monthly subscription always helps. Keeps me producing more content. So
it's pretty expensive though. $6 a month. Most
these Dent guys can't afford that. What are you talking about, man? Fuck.
Yeah. I subscribed, but I'm only subscribing so I can try to emulate you and see if I can figure it out.
Awesome.
But all right. Well, it's been a fucking blast, Tim. I really appreciate everything you're doing, and I hope everybody jumps on and subscribes and everything else. But I guess until then, if I can find my outro, there it is. Now I can say the closing line. Everybody, I hope to see you at Anson Open House. I hope to see you on Tuesday for our next episode with Kyle Chase, Nightmares from the Hale Trail. But yeah, until then, live your dreams.
Just wanted to thank you for listening to another episode of Dents and Dreams. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or complaints, I can be reached at Dent Reaper across social media. And be sure to subscribe to the Dents and Dreams Facebook group and or YouTube channel, because that's where it'll happen if and when we go live. Thanks again.